The Seattle Seahawks are screwing up everything for the Detroit Lions and every other team right now. Let's talk about it. Hi, it's Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit. Today we're going to talk about how the Seattle Seahawks are screwing up everything for the Detroit Lions and every other team in the league right now. And this all has to do with second-round pick Tate Ratledge. The Lions are set to report to training camp on the 16th. At least that's when the rookies are going to be there. And the veterans will be there a few days later. And before you know it, we'll be in pads, and this thing will be rip-roaring ready to go. But Tate Ratledge may not be there, and it's because he has not signed his rookie deal yet. And I think there's a lot of Lions fans, at least from what I've seen online, who believe that this is Ratledge being greedy, or this is Ratledge, kind of being a problem. But that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is that 30 of the 32 rookies that were selected in the second round have not been signed to their rookie deals, and it all has to do with, well, partly because of the Seattle Seahawks, but also a lot to do with the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. What happened was Jaden Higgins, the 34th pick in the draft, was signed to a fully guaranteed deal by the Houston Texans. And the reason they did that is because Higgins was actually their first pick of the draft since they didn't have one in the first round. The Browns, who picked before that with Carson Schlesinger, were like, hey, there's no way we're not going to give our guy a fully guaranteed deal. At least that's what Carson Schlesinger's agent probably went in there and said. So he got one too, and now everybody's sitting around wondering what's going to happen with Nick Amon-Ra, the 35th pick by the Seattle Seahawks. Schlesinger was signed to his deal on May 9th. So we've been sitting here since May wondering what's going to happen. Teams do not want to give out these fully guaranteed deals for second-round picks. They just don't. And right now they're kind of wondering what Seattle's going to do, because if Seattle gives out a fully guaranteed deal to Nick Amon-Ra, well, then it could create a domino effect where every team is giving out a fully guaranteed deal for a second-round pick, or it could create another situation where, hey, we're just moving on to the next guy. Now everyone's going to wonder what happens with Tyler Shugg and the New Orleans Saints. Or the Seahawks give Amon-Ra a standard deal, and then a true domino effect happens when everybody gets signed to normal second-round deals, which have included some guarantees but not fully guaranteed. So that's basically the holdup. That is why Tate Ratledge is probably not going to be at training camp to begin with. And it's because the Lions are waiting to see what the Seahawks are doing, like every other team is. And the Seahawks are dragging their feet. And until they get something done, it could continue to drag on further, which is weird because they actually report to training camp before the Lions. So they're having the same issue with Nick Amon-Ra not being at training camp. And it's just a problem all around the league. The Lions could get out of this if they just cave and give Ratledge a fully guaranteed deal, which isn't a bad thing to do. It's not a bad move, but that's just kind of where we're at right now. And we'll see what happens in the coming days, and if Ratledge eventually gets that deal. And until then, we'll talk to you next time.